Melanie, I hope you don't think you are some reflection of the perfect Christian.
Over me,
no, I'm speaking it over you. Even you talking now, you have no discipline because you can't sit and listen without opening your mouth.
Because I don't feel like
because you're rebellious. No, I'm telling you, you are antichrist and you are the Jezebel.
This soulless, godless demon had the audacity.
You hear, but you do not listen. If you listened, you would know the questions I ask.
The questions that you ask, I don't really have much to say to them. I'm going to be honest with you.
But don't claim Christianity if you're not willing to submit to when men are telling you. A lot of women are Christian feminists.
I'm not a feminist.
No, you claim Christianity when it works in your favor.
You know, Melanie King comes off to me as a drunk, bitter, divorced, childless woman who hit the wall. Right? Number one, you don't get on no podcast with a woman that you don't know who is young as hell and talk to her in such a condescending manner as if somehow you are like this devout Christian who's given the Lord the most utmost respect your entire life. Hello, this girl is a young adult. If you're an older woman whom she should be listening to, maybe you should speak with a little bit of an understanding tone instead of a hateful one. And miss me with that tough love bullshit, which is really somebody verbally abusing you. She's telling this girl that she's using Christianity when it's convenient for her, as if Melanie herself isn't doing that shit in the very clip that we were watching. That's for starters. And number two, it isn't up to you to determine whether or not someone is Christian. If they're telling you that they believe in something and they have faith, who the hell are you to sit there and tell them that they don't have it, or they're a Jezebel, or they're XYZ because they don't share the same belief system that you do? Clearly you aren't the best Christian in the world. Clearly you aren't doing God's work, because no person of God would have sat there and tried to humiliate this young girl the way that Melanie King just did. And let's talk about the women inside of the Bible. A lot of them are boss chicks. The Proverbs 31 chick was a boss chick. Did that mean she was rebellious? There's plenty of women inside of the Bible who dressed the way that they wanted to, do whatever they wanted to. They were queens. And let's not forget all of the history books outside of the Bible that have depicted women in such a powerful light. They weren't necessarily sitting there with a man's foot on their neck. Of course you don't want to sit there and listen to you. Who wants to sit there and listen to a drunk lady berate them as if she's better than them? I'm sorry, these red pill people don't get it. Don't nobody want to be a guest on a podcast, one that's designed to spew some type of hatred towards a black woman or the type of person that they themselves hate. You don't like Jezebels. We get it. Maybe the deep-rooted issue is that you used to be one. You don't match that energy when it comes to these pedos and underachieving dusties. Only God can judge you. It isn't up to anyone else to define your relationship with your higher power. At the end of the day, you get to choose what kind of woman you want to be. And men get to choose whether or not they want to be with you. We could claim Christianity all day without submitting to one of these red pill men with podcasts. God wants you to submit to your own man, not every man. I also want to say something about this. When you get married or get inside of a relationship, you can't have male friends. And how this young girl asked Melanie King, well, if you were married, would you still be friends with Kevin Samuels? And Melanie King made it seem like Kevin Samuels wouldn't want to be her friend if she decided to be married. Well, he genuinely wasn't your friend then. And your man is genuinely not your friend and can't trust you. I feel like the grand Pickmeisha, Melanie King, and other women like them do this for reasons that have nothing to do with the truth of the matter. It's funny how these women preach what they preach and still don't get picked. All of this time, Melanie King has been agreeing with this red pill garbage. Where is her red pill husband? That's what I don't understand. You hate women? Okay, we get it. You got some self-hate going on. Go to therapy. Please stop taking your frustrations on your own life out on these girls. It's one thing to sit here and agree with men and agree with what they think and understand where they're coming from. But when you yourself don't even see how divisive a lot of this content is, how ugly a lot of these people are being, something is wrong with you. I had to start checking my own damn content. I realized I was starting to be just as hateful as them. I don't have nothing positive to say about Melanie King, especially now that I know she drunk. She sat there on that podcast drinking and drinking and drinking. That podcast was like 2 or 3 hours. And you sitting here a whole ass wino. How can we sit here and trust anything that you're saying? All of this is for entertainment purposes. Please do not apply none of this stuff to your life. And another thing, there's nothing wrong with feminism. If you out here being a feminist, that's okay. As long as you are not misusing the movement or trying to make it seem like being a feminist has something to do with oppressing men. I'm not a feminist, of course, but I do understand why a lot of women came together and fought for our right to be able to do things that we wanted to do, like get education, buy land, vote, make our own money. That's what feminism was about. It wasn't about oppressing men.